Welcome to another segment of The Journey with Bianca, and today Kagiso Rakosa. You all know her as Sharon. So Kagiso, please introduce yourself and what about you.
Okay, my name is Kagiso Rakosa. Yeah, Baba Bantiba as Mapula. Baba Bantiba as Matisse, so I've got so many names, girl. Yeah, that's my full ID names. Yes, others I still have to include in the ID. Still pending. Okay, yeah, well, also that, because I mean, every single body, regardless of what I do, they still call me Sharon, whereas I do accept it because, I mean, truly, that's where this whole journey of being in the acting industry kind of stemmed from.
Oh. You started because you started from you an extra. Those are the things, and I can tell you the whole story.
Yeah,
you started as an extra, and then because of your good acting skills, and then you got roles, and then from there, drama unfolded, and then the skin about that.
All right, just so while I was in tertiary, studying BCom accounts, and then I won Miss Vista for that year. I became Miss Vista, and then afterwards, a friend of mine, Nanali agency, but a modeling agency. Model agency, not modeling. And she kind of indirectly gave me the numbers of the agent. And then I called them. Within 3 days, they called me back and told me, oh, no, man, we've got potential for you to be, I call it background acting. I don't call it being an extra because there's no show without the background actors. Yes. So that's what my agent told me, that, go to Generations on Monday and then just make sure that you look the part, because one selling point of me is to make sure that I show up, so having to go there, yes, I showed up indeed. And then it was a new set. It was called Afro Media. Ironically, One Africa, but anyway, Afro Media, so they auditioned us, the casting director. So after being auditioned, and then basically they liked what they saw, and because Afro Media was basically regarding of the attire, so it kind of became intertwined together. And then, from being a background actor to being given 1 or 2 lines, and then because I had no idea what acting is about, from above, so I did not know how to act whatsoever, because mind you, I can't become accounts. So line became a storyline, became the name of Sharon, became a family wife, mother, so everything transpired as a time went developing, ending up for me to be a generation for 7 years. Yeah.
So after the generation, because now knowing you were every girl's nightmare and every man's dream. Because even if you Google Sharon, there's this other picture of you where when I've always been a fan of short hair, you look like a model, you look like this. And then on Joel generation, man, something unfolded, because we all know that after there was a story, the figure saying, hey, when you had a child with
Connie Ferguson.
And then there was I think that was about the time when generation failure. So the question, Jerry, is it because of that drama that happened? And actually, from you, what happened to get that story? Because but what's wrong? Hey, she says, we say. So maybe what's from when what happened? Got that story.
All right. So having said, I've been a generation for 7 years, and it didn't like that change. Things. I mean, storylines change. I mean, you'd see other actors coming in, others leaving. And not necessarily be given a reason. And at that time, nearly prime time, Sharon, nearly Samuel Kumalo, because the storyline, I mean, it was enticing for people to still tune into Generations, And then we were called in and told, it's again storyline salona, seafela, ne. Storyline salona, but then thank you so much for service salona. But then right now there's a new family coming into being. So new family high profile, meaning Sharon, Leah Samuel, even though we have to part ways because of writing. Generation at that particular time. So ironically, also Nilena, Nayako Ferguson Productions, because now Nilo Nabakatang Wibula. Ferguson film, I think that's what it's called. I stand corrected, Ilona. So her leaving people wanted to find the reason why, because I mean everybody loved Karabo Moroka. You understand? So and the two are living. Why is Sharon and Samuel living at the same time as Karabo Moroka? Oskoni Ferguson. And then I don't know who came up with that story, girl. I don't know whatsoever who came up with the story, because truthfully, because of a storyline dependently, that is, there was an instant where Sharon was pregnant. I had to make sure that I looked the part, because I'm a gym fanatic. So, and then Gaba muscled up, and obviously wanting to make sure it looked real. But then at that time, Sharon was not pregnant whatsoever. I was not pregnant as Kagiso Rakosa, so I don't know where the story stemmed from till today. I get able to story.
So it's a lie.
Yes, girl, fabricated. And at times, I mean, other people choose to sell papers, fabrications, fabricated stories. So that transpired on me, and unfortunately, that is, people are still, in a way, I think maybe I'm not too sure, because I don't pay that much attention to it. I don't even talk about it anywhere else, because I mean, I don't want to waste my energy on something I did nothing wrong. There's nothing I did. Oh, this is so, and I respect them, man. I mean, that couple, I respect them to that extent. I looked up to them. And mind you, Shona Ferguson, that was the first time meeting that day, Shona Ferguson, having to say, oh, when about pregnant, and then we laughed about it. Unfortunately, but overall, I think everybody kind of continued with your life, because I mean, hence it was all lies.
Because if it was two ways, the child. Because now like there were people were saying, hey, when you got pregnant, hey, what, and I'm like, okay, it would have made sense if Shona was in generation and acting and all. And another way media can just, because now we believe the story. That's the story I go about. Sharon Olanyan. But there's another thing, but I wanna find out about. Like, have you ever been lesbian? No, that's the question.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why? Because of the way I dress? No, but it's not the first. It's not the first time I'm hearing that question. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. No, I've never been.
The first time. I know. Can I tell you something? There's so many people that are convinced that you're lesbian.
Is it?
And I'm about to say, no, guys, she's married.
Oh yeah.
And then, but no.
I wonder why. I don't know. Or maybe it has to do with my deep voice, probably. My dress sense, because sometimes I would come in all baggy, dependently on. I mean, every day you would choose to wear different things, obviously, because of the way the day foresees you, But then, no, never that.
So you're not lesbian?
No.
You've never been lesbian?
This is my first and only partner. This is my first lover, yeah.
That's nice.
So, yeah, lesbianism, I'm not against, I'm not against them, but then I've never been.
You've never been lesbian. So, as an aspiring actress, and you know what? I've been into agencies, and then I've encountered, especially even, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I've encountered a guy, right? Go SABC.
Okay.
So this guy, engine garage, audition and all those things. You see guys in power, and then the guy literally asked to sleep with me. Go office, go SABC.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm telling you the truth. And then from the end, and then he's like, no, I can connect you with people, whatever. So knowing when, like in those prime times, whatever, like you were hot, you were young, and all those things. Didn't any of this thing happen? And if they did, we're not because I'm sure a lot of young people are experiencing that, me included.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, that's what other women do face on a daily basis. In Washel, typically if maybe you were to walk you might attract someone. You understand that? And fortunate enough, I didn't experience that whatsoever. Having for, let's say, a person working behind the scenes, or a person who's got ties in the production itself, who know how to so and then So I'm a very strict person. Coming to having said, this is my one and only partner. So I don't necessarily take things that seriously, especially if maybe you're being proposed. I mean, the actors, they would normally actors that is, would normally ask me out, but then knowing wow, I'm all mola okay anymore because yes, as mutu olo unali motwai and still halebaleal. So it's so unfortunate, honestly. And other women do choose to sleep with the people from the production team, having to be promised the lies. They are promised lies, unfortunately, but then it's up to a person, truthfully, because I mean, if unali kenali pride. You have to have pride, or even just in general, so if maybe utrepeya or just because of that span, then unfortunately it's going to be short-lived because this industry is very small. So you lose a already you are top of SABC, and SABC is quite big, so every time I enjoy so I'm against that, and please don't you ever you understand you're not ill feeling I guess support whatsoever.
But then what happened after, because after the being wide and like all known, because I'm sure the whole of South Africa, it's about Sharon. You went quiet for years, and then others were saying based on the story, yes, went into hiding and whatever. What's the story about that?
Sure, I needed to rest, girl. Because after studying, I had to drop out, unfortunately, pick on my accounts. And the generation was time consuming because at times I would arrive around about 5 a.m., just give myself an hour to exercise because only to gym go SABC. Yeah, so afterwards, maybe call time 6 o'clock, and then I would be there from 6 a.m. until probably 6 p.m., even push to 7 p.m. So it was quite hectic. And then into the script too, because I mean, if the storyline is on you, then you would have to study on a daily basis. And because now the storyline is on you, and how about if I'm sitting and be unprofessional, because I'm a perfectionist coming to my work. So why
you being
okay, after your generation I shot Cock Helen and you shoot it was a 10-day shoot, It was time consuming, energy. I was always fatigued, girl. So after Movelek, I decided to relax. Let me just take my time. I don't know how many months it would be, but then get Sheila no. And mind you, next up agency because my agent closed down. So and anyway, I need to the calls. Let me just relax again. Who relax? It led to 6 months. It led to a year. It led to 2 years. Yeah. No, I actually got married just last year.
Really?
Yeah, but I've known him for years.
Oh,
for years, yes. High school sweetheart. Yeah.
That's nice.
So, the whole yes, the talks were still there. Because I thought I deserved it. Whereas, obviously, the voices were here. People having to ask. We tried to rectify it. I think I can go Twitter. Yeah, I think I can Twitter because next time I go Twitter. At that time, social media was not on a fast pace. Yeah, and then I think an article also came out, newspaper article. It came out regarding the Yona story. But then still, people decided to move on with that story that they want to believe. So, you understand it because I mean, if maybe nice sleep very well at night, you understand. So if we're not busy having to wonder, hey, how can
That's crazy because my whole life I've been believing the stories. Shona Ferguson may so rest in peace. I've been believing that, and I'm thinking, the reason why you were not in the industry, those are the stories. Connie Ferguson shut down doors for you. I think you spoke to, because it's like you see what they say allegedly Beyonce did to Carrie Hilson. Okay. Beyonce's big. Yeah. So Carrie Hilson, I think they had a feud, and then she closed doors. Then I'm thinking it was that kind of thing where Connie Ferguson, she's big and she's been in the game. She closed doors for you, and I went.
How though? Or I will do the production house setting. No, I don't think anyone is that big. Only the Lord is big.
Yeah.
Only the Lord can shut down whatever because
Yeah.
hona je hore ke be mo radiong ke ena tsibileng hore nako ha e fihla o tlo ba ko kae. You understand? So as much as she is big in the industry,
yes,
no lies, but then I don't believe that anyone can shut your doors, only the Lord can.
If you have talent, then you have.
Talent, you understand?
That's great. Now you cleared the story, because now I've been living with the mentality of and trust me, I know everybody's living with that kind of. And no matter how much you clarify it,
that's why.
Think what they want to think.
Hence, I'm saying, I don't want to put any fuel to it. And mind you, remember, if I actually spoke to Cliff saying, I doubt I would want to talk about it, because I mean, some boring stories in, but then overall, I think hopefully, Lorna, there will be clarification regarding the matter. Because I mean, interviews, I don't talk about it. I talk about my job, because I mean, personal life, I would never even talk about my partner or my family or anything. I get a little as an actor. Acting, regardless of other things, and I get entertain.
Your private life is your private life.
Definitely, girl.
Mara, this thing when I Connie sharp almost is not.
Yeah. Last time I saw Oskoni, I think it was very Kafeweli high. Yeah, which is way back. Yeah, so sharp. As far as Lona mo it's a makeup just let's take it to Lusaka say in the Nana. The talks still before going on to low actor and stuff like that. Really sharp. It's just that we also laughed about it, girl, to that extent. Yeah, we talked about it, we laughed about it. Yeah, fella mo unfortunately escalated. So all is clear, all is well now.
The two people are fine with it.
Because you'll never satisfy each and every other body in this world. You understand? If manji can satisfy away because you want to hear what you want to hear, I'm not here for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, now that you clarified it, what is your move? What is your next move? Like, we're not planning out down, like so.
My next move? Girl, I'm on radio right now. I'm on radio. I'm loving it. It's been 2 years now. Close to 2 years. Same thing, because acting, I didn't go to school. I don't have. Okay, I went to market theater just for the basics. I think I went for 2 weeks.
But you already have what we call a qualification. If you've been in generations for
7, 8 years, and I also did other acting jobs. What else did I do?
You have more experience than someone who went to school.
Yes. I had to teach myself, and hence I'm saying, I'm a perfectionist coming to my job.
So it's not a matter of you need qualifications for that, because you already have that experience.
Yes.
All you need to do is.
Yeah, it was just to polish up to learn how before you start acting what should be done, because only breathing exercises, you warm up your body, and you make sure that you instill the character, because at times a person will think acting is all about, let me just read the script and memorize the lines. No, it's not about that. We need to see your facial expressions, the change of your facial expressions, the emotions, the change of emotions. So it's just a whole lot that the person having to, I hate that question, I also want to act, but then do you know what acting entitles? It's not that easy, and a person thinks that if when you got in, the luck is this one. My luck would not necessarily be your luck. So talking about luck, I was lucky enough to come here. I wanted to Shadow Rashid, and then that was 2 years ago. Shadow Rashid, because also a whole lot of people always told me, hey man, your voice is quite deep enough to go to be in radio host. But I'm like, what, let me just learn, even see what radio is all about. So I came here at One Africa, and then I nearly got December. Went for vacation, and then Mr. Mike called me, who is the CEO. He called me and told me, hey man, you know what, we're looking for a host. Are you around? I lied and said, yes, I'm around, but then afterwards we had to quickly drive from Palito to Johannesburg, and then I think on that day, nearly from 3 until 6 p.m. So Kaki Kena slot in, and then I guess the rest is history. I learned everything on set, in studio, how it works, the system works, how to also do research regarding the compiling music. I mean, also the stories, had to change from the typical cliched stories that we see, because I focus on African stories. I had to learn that, or Africa is one, or how Africa moves. And luckily right now, I think I wouldn't say that I'm perfect at it. I'm still learning my ways, but the music-wise, trust. trust and believe I will play good music for you.
Would you say you're also a presenter as well? Like,
I tackle into everything. Yeah. I can dance. Anytime. I'm a dancer. I mean, I used to think that I'm Lebo Matosa when I was growing up. So, of course, girl. I also did ballet. I'm a very flexible. I used to do everything. I used to play soccer for Kaizer Chiefs celebrity team. And then I can present too. I mean, I've learned that, so I'm not afraid to take upon challenges at all. Give me a challenge and then I'll just, then when I see like this one seems like it's too much for me, then I'm not going to tackle it because someone else can do a better job than me, but then I have to give it a try before I can say no to whatever project.
So what kind of dance can you do?
I do it all, girl.
Okay, so
my piano.
Not now.
Oh,
not now.
Okay.
Can you dance in heels?
I've tried. Yeah. I've tried dancing in heels. I think, I can because I'm a sneaker person. I'm a sneaker booty, but then
even in sneakers, but mostly like would you want to do a routine with me?
Yeah, why not?
For real?
We can do it. I don't mind.
I'm gonna plan it. You can also plan it.
Okay. No. You planning it because this is your initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I do love dancing, but I love like the feel good about your woman's body.
Okay. Body hair. Body hair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's not really, but then my body is quite flexible. I'm flexible. That's why my body is quite flexible. So
piano. I don't know how to do my piano. Then you can teach me, and then maybe
a thing or two. You know what I do? I watch a whole lot of TikTok. I watch a whole lot of TikTok. No, I don't. I'm only on Instagram and Facebook as Kagiso Rakosa. Yeah, actually, I don't have space in my phone. On my phone, I'm joking. Yeah. But then I will in future. I will have TikTok.
I'll give you a challenge. Do TikTok, and then you have a lot of followers on Instagram. I'm sure, definitely sure.
Yeah, they are there.
Do TikTok. And on TikTok, have what do you want your content to be about? Dance?
Well, maybe dance, on a radio, dependently, because days are not the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for instance, today, doing the behind the scenes of walking in studio, I want to just capture those moments. On my we might capture me, maybe just that little bit of dancing posted. So, in that regard, yeah. So
that would be nice. I'd like to do that with you. But I'm glad you cleared the end because I'm one of the people, and I'm sure probably there are also other people were in my shoes that also believed stories that they heard and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when they hear it from you, they would now be like, oh, actually it's like that. Because I know how fast rumors can just spread, and can just make waves. So I'm glad about that that happened. Now I hope, because I'm still also preparing. I'm still new in the industry. I'm still...
How many years in the industry you said?
I'm still new.
6 months.
I finished 2019.
Okay.
Go school. I did acting, purely acting. And then from there, after that, Wabali lockdown. It was very rough. It was tough. The industry was closed. And then I got my agent, Kabali, few small things like Mzansi Magic stories that I can count, but I haven't. It's not like you, where you actually had a full set on a film and you were there and you just continue. For me, it was just a featured role, a featured background, all those kind of stuff.
And mind you, there's never a small role,
No.
Because at times a person thinks that, okay, Bampile fella 2-3 lines. No. You can use that. You can even overshine and take upon that lead act. You understand? So moving forward, I would advise you actually, or even other viewers right now who want to tackle into the industry, to not be big-headed. Let's start there. That's one factor that kills a whole lot of youngsters' upcomings. Know your story. Don't allow people to exploit you. Don't allow anybody having to come to you and say that I'm promising you A, B, and C, and I'm promising you A, B, and C if only you would sleep with me. That is just not okay, because getting into the industry, you have to have an agency. That is a person who is supposed to let you know of all the productions that are holding auditions. That's the only way. Word of mouth, if maybe already you are experienced or have been in the industry for a long time, sometimes you're lucky enough for the word of mouth kind of a thing, you know, and they are restrict every single time. For instance, if maybe they were to be looking for actors in my age group, typically they might say Kagiso Rakosa, not to my line, but then you have to kind of learn your ways up before you can get there, or they're going to refer or Kagiso Rakosa. Yeah,
what do you mean? Because I can't tell your age group. I'm looking at you. What do you mean?
No, I get yeah, because I mean you fill in a form. I get as a for agency. You fill in your form. You give your personal details. You obviously your age, skin color, eye color, whatever. But overall, your grand sharp. Who are you about? Yeah, one. And then at times, yes, I do struggle to get the roles because I don't necessarily look like a typical mother.
Yeah.
You know, so others might say, oh, man, you must come to younger auditions. Like a casting director this other time chased me out. Like Gibili, I don't even want to give him a shout out to him because I got him exposed. So we're taking just to kind of focus on the ones that are probably petite mothers or even age group. But the only problem is that now having to lie regarding your age, why it costs a because now how you feel for so to but how old are you? But then if already you stated, or I'm this age, mara then mara then you win Spanish shop, then the job is yours.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's quite tricky, hey? You know a couple of things, but I know it's until you're in the industry that you understand what is the
industry is all about. Yeah, and I also have to give shout out to Menzi Ngubani, may his soul rest in peace, because he's the one who actually motivated me to how acting or what acting is about. You know, he told me never to sleep without knowing your lines. Practice in front of the mirror. You know, there's no such thing as a small role. You know, they see something in you. And if we're now born, and that's why right now you do have the script in your hands instead of other background actors that you came with. So without for him giving me that advice, I don't think I'll be where I am today.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed about that is that you came from the background and it's not easy. I don't think sometimes it can get, let's not lie. I mean, being beautiful also counted on, and also having the talent as well. Sometimes they work as a collaboration, those two. There's certain look that they look for, presenters, there's certain look that they're looking for, and also if you bring the talent, then it makes it a thing. So now for me, I'm also doing background acting, and most of the backgrounds, they always take me because I have a little bit of experience and I'm very professional when it comes to like being on set and other stuff. So when you said that, I'm speaking to somebody who's been on the background and then the main lead role, where the story was mainly about you. And I noticed one thing about South African actors, not all of them, some of them, but well, I've been on set with them. They're always, I don't know whether they sleep and they come and blend the script on set or what, but I've noticed that it challenges some of the actors that I've been on set with, and that's why if you're not that character a week before or days, like you said, when you always make sure that before you get to set you already know your script. It shows on you're not connected with the
exactly. You have to own the character. You have to own the character, and mind you, they give you the script the day before or even the week before, dependently on your connections. Because now you used to have connections, you know. But then a day before, you have to. I mean, it's your job. You know, because now having to go on set and not being professional, because the time is not, you know, we're not here to play. But actually, you act, you do your stuff, another actor, instead of putting two actors for an hour, that's time consuming. There's no time for that. You understand? Now, for something, it will lunch for just a couple of seconds. Trying to be fast.
So feed off each other.
Exactly.
It's also going to be down. I'm glad you cleared that one. Thank you for your time. Like really, I just hope I get this tape so that I show the people that I had a conversation with. This other girl called Zoo, she's a musician. She really loves you a lot. And then and you'll be quite surprised how when I ask about you on the socials, I don't know if you follow me, how many people respond to like so many response stories unfold, and you'll be so shocked because sometimes internet bullying can also be a thing. We have so many people that took their life based on internet bullying, based on what people are saying. So actually, because of your experience, that lastly, how were you able to sustain that confidence? Because obviously from the stories that we heard, and Luana from disappearing from the media side and everything, I mean, it's very easy to believe, that's true, that's what's true. And there were always voices speaking. It's not like you were not seeing what people were saying, especially when the story was hot. What made you
well, coming to social media, I think I'm one person. I don't necessarily take what other people might think about me, especially in a negative way. You know, either in a positive way or not. But then I don't want to say I don't care. You understand? Because I mean, there's so many people in this world, girl. So I can't care of every single body who is choosing to go to my social page and post whatever is on that particular person's mind on that particular day. Either when you're going through your things and then and then you understand? So negative or positive, I respond at times depending on the daily on. But then I don't necessarily focus on the negative, you know, because I had an interview with William Lehong, who like want to negative man, how negative, just to move on. Because now having to respond, you're putting oil or even gas onto your story, and then obviously it will took, and then it will be uncontrollable. So the most important thing, yes, in a mild way, if maybe you choose to respond, but then preferably don't respond whatsoever.
Okay, thank you so much, Kagiso Rakosa.
Thank you.
As Sharon, I like, trust me, it doesn't, the name doesn't come out. Like,
yes, I mean, Achimoroka is still, is still called Achimoroka till today. Yes. So who am I to complain? And I don't mind, man, because people did really, really love Sharon. People created Sharon. I mean, having to even form Pelalina Sharon Building. My hairstyles, I would sit with the hairstylist and then would come about, or okay, for this season, the wardrobe people, we would talk a little about, are you comfortable in wearing such a dress? Are you comfortable in wearing a short dress? I was comfortable, why? Because naked gym, you know, and you have to also be presentable, you understand? And Liana, because now she was young at that time, a whole lot of youngsters were looking up to her. I mean, she had a style named after her, you know, the Sharon style, as other people might call it, the Ilya Pop cut. Yes, you know, so, and mind you, you said one more thing, if maybe I might try to rectify that before we end this interview. Beauty and brains, or beauty and having to capture the script. I don't think nowadays it works hand in hand, because they cannot look for every beautiful person to act on a certain production. We do have those roughnecks, whereas even no, you don't necessarily need to be a South African beauty, but a dead African. One of my African at times, yes, even wow, that beauty when, or wow, we were not when, you know, because now having to play that roughneck, maybe let's say you're a jailbird. I used to I played actually a character where I was addicted to drugs and had to go to prison. So I ain't giving all the time, you know. So basically, that's what I'm trying to say, Hore. At times, it has to do with your talent, regardless of the beauty.
But what I meant by that, you know, what I meant is that when they were looking for, let's say, there's a character where they're looking for a beautiful lady, it helps
exactly.
You have.
Yes,
the talent.
Because they also say we're looking for a beautiful lady, we're looking for a roughneck lady, we're looking for a big lady, a big figured lady, we're looking for slenders. So they would always give that description of what kind of person we're looking for.
No, I'm glad we had this conversation.
It was nice, it was chilled. I'm telling you, girl, anytime someone owes me, so
they'll comfort, they will bring that. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. And mind you, yes, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook as Kagiso Rakosa, the one and only Kagiso Rakosa.
They go TikTok. We did a TikTok.
I'll do that. I'll do that, definitely.
Assignment to do TikTok. This week.
No pressure, girl. Now I was thinking before the end of the year. How about that?
Let's stick to before the end of the year.
Yes.
Be surprised on how many numbers you actually
I'll think about it. It's time consuming, Leona, but then otherwise I'll think about it.
I can now help you with the dances. No,
Yeah.
I'm always there and always ready for the dances. I stopped dancing though, but I can still go back. But if you're flexible like that and if you used to dance, it doesn't run out, it doesn't go out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I've learned because I was so having to go out, because I'm not a person to go out in randomly. So, but then the dance floor was just calling my name because they were, it was quite, I couldn't.
Right. So that was Kagiso Rakosa. Like I said, you all know her as Sharon, and she clarified the stories because I also believed it, but then the journey kind of like helped me to actually know the truth, and the truth was actually said. So thank you so much. Can't wait to see you next week. Let's see what next week has for you.
All right, my name is Kagiso Rakosa. Please do catch me at Good Morning Africa Breakfast Show, brought to you by Magli Fashion Designs, every Tuesday until Friday from 6 until 9 a.m. It's a date, ne? You know it.